Hello friends, how you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me. I'm here for the open collab that is hosted by myself, Joanne from Junk Journal Treasures, and Susan from Susan Hiles Art. So last Friday we did the announcement, and if you missed that, it will be linked below either separately or in the playlist if we get that linked below. And so what today's prompt was, and you can do this with us, you don't have to follow the prompts. This is just kind of a guide, which a lot of times is good to have a little guide to go by and little inspiration. So today was collage with a napkin. So I kind of thought about this. I got out my napkins and was kind of playing around before the video, and I took all the layers off of these. So first of all, I was going to show you, I know most of you probably, or maybe all of you know how to take a layer off of a napkin, but just in case, there's always new people out there. So let's just do that real quick. You just open up the napkin, and what you want to do is just take off there's usually 2 or 3 layers. So I just have a little piece of washi here. I've been using the same washi on all of these, and washi doesn't stick like some of the stronger tapes. So I kind of like it because it doesn't destroy your napkin or any of your layers usually. So I just kind of put it on there and pull a little bit, and it starts coming loose. Usually at least the first layer starts coming off right away. And usually the second layer too, if there is another, if there's 3 layers. But it's not, you just got to figure out and kind of look at your napkin and see if you think it has 1 or 2 or 3 layers. So like this one, let me see. This one, this is probably one of my oldest napkins. It may even be vintage, so you might want to be careful with it. Vintage napkins, because that first layer where the decoration is very thin. So like this one, it's I see, and it did it before too when I took before the video, when I took the layer off or layers off, it made a little rip in the napkin, which a tiny little hole, which I don't mind at all, because we're going to collage with it on, I'm going to collage on coffee dyed paper, and hopefully if we have time, file folder. I want to do 2. I've collaged with napkin on book pages before, glassine envelopes, tags, things like that. I don't know if I've ever, yeah, I've done coffee dyed paper, I think, too, but not coffee dyed file folder. Now this is making kind of a bigger rip there, so it's not because of anything I did. It's just I think this is an older napkin, like I said. So this one, you can kind of usually tell if it has 3 layers, and if you're not sure, if you think it has 3 layers, it probably does. So that was kind of pretty standard, plain white underneath there. Sometimes you get a shadow or a ghost image on your layers. This, let's see, I think this might have 3 layers. Let's see if I can get another layer off of there. Usually like this one, like I said, that first layer was actually tough to get off, so I don't want to spend too much time taking layers off because I already have layers off. But if it doesn't come off and you think there's actually another layer on there, which I think there might be on here. I kind of went, there was one, maybe this was it, or there was another one. Oh, it was, let's see, it was this one right here. It was tough to get, there were 3 layers, and I couldn't get the layer right under this off. And I just kept going around and kind of pulling to get a loose piece, I just kept going around like that, and finally it came loose. This one, I really think there is another layer here, but I just don't want to spend too much time. I want to get down to business here. But that's how I got all my layers off today. And most of the the other layers, 1 or 2 layers, were white. I wanted to show you 1 or 2 here where it did have a pretty ghost image. So this one was the sunflower one, and of course it's really light, so I don't know if you can even see it in the camera. Let me hold it down here. You can almost see it better down here on the table with the kind of like my table showing through it. And you see that? There's sunflowers, and so that's really pretty. I want to make sure I'm try to do something with that maybe sometime in the near future. And this one is, let's see which one this is. This one is, well, I think this is what the Farmer's Market one. It kind of looks like country French. And so, yeah, that had a pretty design on it too. So that's something that you can look for, a ghost image, and see if you want to use that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the puppy dyed paper first. And I want to, let's see, what I want to do with this is focus on what I might want to use it for in the future. So if I use this for a book page, I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half and see where my middle is, so that maybe if I use this as a future book page, even if I have to cut a little bit off the top and the bottom, or make a pocket to get it to fit into my journal, I can have an image on both sides that would be upright and awesome for a journal, right? So, but for right now, I'm going to spread it out. Okay, so I was taking apart this bunny, this big bunny napkin, and let me show you. Like, you see the bunny? Make sure you, if you can, open up your napkins. I know in a package you might not be able to, but maybe they have an example. Look at the other side of this. It's a recipe. Is that cool or what? Yeah, look at this, a recipe. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and collage this piece first, this recipe. And I'm going to try to make a straight tear here, just because I don't want to destroy this recipe. I think it's so cool. So I'm going to tear it with my ruler. Hopefully in a straight line here. I want to be careful because this is a napkin and it's thin, very thin top layer on this one, on all of these really. So see, it's already, it's all right so far. Yeah, it's all right. It's like okay if it's not straight, because we are going to collage over this, but I still want to preserve my bunny over here and use this napkin, this recipe part, because it's pink and it's just so cool for a background, I think. So we're actually going to collage. So this is paper, and I have, let me see. So I'm going to put, this is the busiest piece here. I think I'll put this on first. Maybe over here. Like, this doesn't have to be one side or the other because it's going to be a background. So let me go ahead and just tear it in half here, too. And we're just going to collage this all over. I think I have more here of these bunny napkins if I need another one, but let's see if we can get this to cover the base of this page. So I want to try my Craft Bond glue stick. I don't think this is a new one. I just haven't used it in a while. I don't use my glue sticks that much anymore. And I have a little bit of, let's see, just so I don't get glue all over the place. A couple of little pads here I can protect my cutting mat with. So let's do that. This one I got at Dollar Tree, you guys. If you haven't seen this little cutting mat like that, I just found those are new at my Dollar Tree. I hadn't seen them before. So I'm going to go right over the, let's see, am I going to go over the dots or the track here? I think I won't go over the track, actually. I'll leave that exposed. So I want to get a solid surface of this glue all over, because you want every single speck of your napkin to be glued down. So let's do that first. I'm going to kind of do it in sections. Okay, so let's do this right up to the track. And you know what, I'm going to cut an even line here. I'm going to go ahead and cut an even line because I didn't know I was going to do that track thing. Shoot. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because I would have to make an even line, I'd have to cut off the word instructions. I don't want to cut that off. So I'm just going to put the jagged line right up there and right over to the edge. The edge is, the original edge there. So let's do it. Let's do it. See how this comes out. All right, smooth it all down. And then I'm going to take it here where it's not glued down yet. Go ahead, put some glue here. Get a nice solid. And I've glued down with glue stick before. I don't know if I've used, yeah, I think I used Craft Bond a little bit, but before I used the regular washable glue. And this is kind of like, I get the feeling it's kind of like a little, you know, it's glue stick, but it's a little like wetter than, you know, more moist than this one, but I think it'll work just as well. So now, so this is the other, let's see, it goes this way, the other part of the recipe, part of that napkin. So I actually need to cut this about right here. See, I just want the overall background image of the recipe in the background, and then we're going to put something over top of this. Not sure what. We're going to look through our napkins, see what we feel like would be a good fit. But we're going to fill this whole thing up with this pink recipe background. So then I have to go here and put this down, glue this down, and then we'll glue that the next pieces down. So it's kind of it is a collage. I consider it a collage. Even if you're just putting one layer on, you could consider it a collage. But I think it's even more of a collage if you're putting more than one piece together. You know what I mean? So more than one piece of napkin. I mean, you don't get any more collagey than that, right? I don't think so. So let's get this down. I think I got that covered. And by using coffee dye paper, then you have the pretty coffee dye on the other side, and you can do whatever you want on the other side of the page. You can do a stencil, you can leave it plain, you know, whatever you want. So let's get this one down here. So let's get some glue here. And so you can craft along with me. If you're not doing the collab, like if you don't have a YouTube channel or Instagram, you can, I was telling one of my subbies, I have a Facebook page. It's not a group yet, anyway. It's a Facebook page where I just post my things on my own page, you know, from YouTube and wherever, as far as just really mostly junk drilling stuff, and because I don't have my own personal page, but this one I use for my Etsy and my YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Called same name as my channel. I just don't have the sherry after it. It's just Turquoise Dreaming. It's pretty obvious if you look for it that it's me because it has all my stuff on it. But I think I have it set to where it's public, where somebody else could post on there. So I was telling this other subby of mine that you can post there if you don't have a YouTube, and you want to show me your picture of whatever you did for this collage. You can post there. I'm going over this a little bit. I just did it. I didn't even think about it to kind of, you know, get it all glued together. So yeah, that is possibly an option. Go over the little top piece here if you want to kind of just use this on top instead of like Mod Podge or something. And if there's some little bubbles here, I really don't care about that. You can push them down, but I don't really care about wrinkles and bubbles because I think it just adds to the texture. We're going to be going over this anyway. So let's look at our other napkins. I kind of want to put something down here, but the other napkins might be covering that up, or I'm going to kind of make sure they do cover that up. So I have this rooster. That would be pretty over a recipe. I have tulips. I kind of picked all of these out because I thought they all could go together if I wanted them to. But I didn't really have a plan. But when I saw this recipe, when I pulled that out, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to use that. Like this would even be pretty over it too, some flowers. So let's put this one on top and this one on top. This is going to be my first choice here to see what we can do with this. And so it has the farmer's market, has the rooster here. I kind of want to just see, there's 4 of the same images it looks like. So let me tear this one. I kind of want to tear instead of cut so I don't have exactly straight lines, and make this into, like I said, 2-sided or 2 pages so I can use it in a future journal as a page. So I'm going to just tear around a little bit right here. I think I'll try to make the other one different, but you know, we'll see how that one comes out. So let's see, how wide is this? If I put it like that, I need it to be about right the middle of the page where I have my fold, where we just folded. I'm going to tear right there. It can go over. You can just like tear, keep tearing, and you know, go ahead and go over to this side, but I don't know, I'm not sure what I want to do over there yet, so I'm going to do that. So let's put some glue on top here, more glue stick. I'm going to try to figure out, I'm going on top of the tracks here. So I'm going to start right here. And I have my Mod Podge here, matte Mod Podge, in case I want to use it. I just didn't know if I wanted to use it. So, and if you get extra glue out here where your napkin's not going to be, it's just a, you know, I don't think it would be bad. It just would dry and further seal in your page. So, and you might want to just put a layer over the whole thing of something, glue stick or Mod Podge, whatever you like to put on things like this, whatever kind of glue you like to use. Okay, I'm trying to get it all over so I don't have any more bubbles, but we'll see what happens. Okay, that you can't really see with this glue. Maybe that would be good to use the purple glue if you really want to make sure you're getting it all over. Okay, so right down to the track, right to the edge as much as possible, and there we go. I think that's pretty. Yes, I like that. Okay, and then over here. So it'll be like this. Let's see how it looks as a page. Isn't that pretty? I have a little extra here. I think I'm just going to fold that over for right now. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, and see, here's I have extra from the bottom layer. I'll cut that off later, but isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to just press it all down real quick. It's nice and glued down. It looks awesome with the recipe behind and that in front. So let's see what we want to do over here. And maybe I'll put some of these flowers over here. I thought that would be pretty, remember? Yeah, I've used this. This is a napkin. It's the last piece I have of it. So let's see how I might want to do this. Let's tear here and just down over around these flowers. And let's see, so it'll go, I might turn it around like this. No, that's upside down, so I can't do that. So I'll just do this. Let me tear over here and go ahead and just tear around here and see what we do here. All right, I could tear these flowers apart, but I think I want to keep them together. There's like a wood background, wood-looking background, pieces of fence or something here. I don't like this white edge. I'm going to cut that off with my scissors real quick. What did I do with my scissors? Here they are, buried by my napkins. See this white edge? And I don't want to turn it over because then that flower's upside down, so get rid of that. Okay, there's a white edge right here. Let's see if I can cut that off. All right. Okay, so, what if we did this? Kind of like that, a little better. Let's see, I'm going to tear a little bit more here to make the edge I want, get the edge I want here. So like that, tear a little bit right here. All right, and then I think I'll glue that down, and then I think I turned it a little bit, but nothing's upside down, so I can glue it like that, and then I'll cut that edge off. So let's do it. And then we'll see what it looks like folded in half for our page. All right, so being careful with my top layer, my layer of napkin that's already on here, so I don't rip it or anything like that. So I want to make sure I have, again, glue all over this, every kind of speck of it that I'm going to glue this next layer down to. So let's put this here. And we're going to test our edges, and if we need to add any more, we will. This I'm going to tear off right here, a little bit going over to the other page. And then I'm just going to glue the rest down. If there's any loose edges here. Okay. And this is all down, and this is going to be cut off. So let's cut that off so I can see, make sure all the edges are down. So you can collage, you don't have to collage on a big page like this. You can collage on a tag or a smaller surface, an envelope, any kind of anything really. Big, small, whatever you want. You don't have to do a page. I just kind of wanted to do a page to see how it turned out like this. And let's see if I need some. See, I need some right here. Okay, put that down. This looks like it's all down. And I've done this before, and glue stick doesn't come up on my napkins. I don't know. Maybe you can let me know if you've ever had trouble, tried it with glue stick and it came up. But even, I even did glue stick on glassine envelope and it never came up. I mean, it's crazy because I don't use glue stick and that, for that reason, so that it doesn't come apart. But it holds napkins down. So yeah. And so if you could always just do this then and put Mod Podge over it if you're worried about it. But let's see how this looks folded in half. I need to let that dry, but that side's pretty. You can see the recipe and that pretty napkin, and there you go. They both look really good. Just keep checking your edges. Make sure I guess I didn't check that one. Make sure you got them all down. But isn't that cool? And all the colors go together and look really pretty. I love it. Okay, let's just not dilly-dally and see if we can get a napkin, get a file folder started anyway. What I want to do with the file folder, see how I made a picture on this one. I made a I didn't plan it, but that's what I wanted to do, is make a two-sided picture. This one I just want to collage all over and cut it up into tags. So I'm going to get it started, and maybe we will only do part of it because next week on Friday is collage with the 14th. Nope, today's the 14th. 21st. That one is collage with or add a napkin to a tag or a pocket. So I thought, well, how about if I collage on here, like just all over design, and then cut that into tags? That would be very cool, right? Let me do this side. This one's bigger. And so yeah, and then what I'll do is cut this off here. This part that's kind of uneven. Get a nice rectangle here with my coffee dyed file folder. I think I have some of these in my shop if you need them. Coffee dyed file folders. Maybe one left. But so I'm going to collage in here. So I need an all over pattern, right? So I could use up this flower. That would be all over. But I would like to do a little layering. So if I use this flower, we're going to plan it. We're not going to glue it down today because I don't think I have time left on my camera, as far as how long my camera lets me video. But we could do that, or we could use up. Well, I don't think I want to use up this one because it's different. It's 4 separate pictures, so I probably wouldn't do that one. I could do, let's see, I could do the sunflower maybe. Let me see what that one looks like. Let's see what that one looks like real quick. Oh, that's kind of a more overall pattern. I think I might do the sunflower. Yeah. And then see, I have extra up here. Like I put it here. I have a little extra up here. I can cut that off, put it over there, and then I can add something to it. Like like a bird or a bunny. Or I could use those, cut it up into tags, put this all over, cut it up into tags, and then add a bird or a bunny. Yep, I think that's what I might do for next week. So stay tuned, see what we end up doing. I could totally change my mind for next week. But we'll see. We'll do it together, I promise. I won't. How about if I glue this down? What I'll do before the next video is glue this down on here, and then we'll cut it up on video and we'll see what we add, okay? So it's a deal. I won't do any more. I won't do it without you. And maybe we'll even add a couple of flowers. Wouldn't that be fun? So yeah, we'll do it next week, see what happens, bring out some more elements and make a tag. And so I will see you all next week on Friday. Don't forget, if you want to post, if you don't have Instagram or YouTube, post on my Facebook page so I can see it, and you know, everyone can see it because it's public. So there we go. That's what we did this week. I love it. And I would like to do a lot more of these for my journals, because isn't it pretty? Wouldn't that be pretty when you find that in your journal, right? So, all right. Thanks, guys. Let me leave it here, and I will see you in the next video. Happy crafting. Have an awesome day.